Hi, I'm Representative Whit Betts. I represent Plymouth, Terryville, and Bristol. And today I'd like to give you a very brief report on what's happening up at the state capitol for this new session. Unfortunately, I have some very bad news that is really going to have a major and significant impact on businesses and people in the 78th District. And I encourage all of you to please come to a town hall meeting in Bristol on March 9th at the Bristol Public Library, or in Plymouth on March 16th at the Plymouth Town Hall to hear the details of the governor's proposed budget, which will really shock and disappoint you a great deal. We've just been told that we have a projected deficit of $3 billion for the next 2 years, and the comptroller has just informed us that our current deficit for this year has grown to over $100 million. Combined with the proposed budget by the governor, more money is going to be taken out of your pockets, and we're going to end up putting a lot of important services at risk that's going to hurt our ability to be able to get services and programs that you rely on or that you need. The area I'd really like to bring to your attention is the unfair treatment and harm that's being imposed on our community hospitals by this administration. When the question was asked, why do you and the state government continually take money away from our community hospitals, the response was, well, why do people rob banks? Because they have money. Well, if the hospitals had money, then why were they out looking to merge or be acquired by another hospital? It's because they don't have enough money, and they are trying very hard to meet the medical needs of the people in Bristol, Plymouth, and Terryville. In Waterbury, for example, we've all read how they desperately needed a partner because they were financially in real trouble. They couldn't get rid of their debt, they couldn't upgrade the facilities, and they wanted to avoid laying people off. That's what the purpose was for trying to be acquired by Tenet, and had that happened, all those things would have disappeared. In Bristol, if they had been acquired by Tenet, Bristol residents would have seen an annual benefit of $2 million being paid by the hospital because it would become a for-profit entity. They'd be on the tax rolls. So for each and every single year from the time that deal was consummated, there would be property tax relief to all of us at least $2 million. Furthermore, the debt of Bristol Hospital would have been eliminated. The facility would have been upgraded to meet the needs that the medical community is looking for and we're looking for. And most importantly, the employees would have been able to keep their jobs, perhaps get raises, but they would have had the peace of mind of knowing they were financially stable. And that really was the goal of why we passed legislation to allow hospitals to make that choice. Well, that proposed deal, in spite of all our best efforts, was sabotaged and successfully defeated by this administration and the union leaders. And my response to them is, we still need and depend on medical services from our community hospitals, whether it's Bristol or Waterbury. What is the administration and the union leaders going to offer as a plan B to help replace that proposal that looked and offered so many great options to the people in the 78th District? Obviously, the hospitals do not have money, otherwise they wouldn't have been going around trying to find partners to shore up their finances. So in my mind, they are really creating a problem for employees who work at hospitals. They're impeding our ability to be able to move forward. We're getting put back on our heels. Our community is going to be wondering where they can get or what kind of services they're going to get if the government keeps on taking money away from the hospitals to cover the state government's deficit. So the deficit is being put on the backs of the people who work and provide valuable services at our community hospitals. And I will vigorously oppose efforts to continue that practice, which I totally oppose and which many of you have totally opposed. I encourage you all to come to town hall meetings that are going to be sponsored on March 9th in Bristol at the Public Library at 6 p.m. or on March 16th in Plymouth at 6 p.m. in the town hall. I really need to hear from you and get your reactions, your suggestions on how to respond to the governor's budget. We will explain the components of it, and then I'm going to ask for questions, and I look forward to hearing your responses. So until I see you then, this is the latest report I can give you from the state capitol on what's taking place.